What is up, everybody? Welcome back. You'll notice we're in a little bit of a different spot because we recorded like 10 seconds. The only thing you missed was an event at Gamma that gave us +2 complacency. It wasn't even a cool event. It was literally just like 2 lines of text. But yeah, the reason is my audio for some reason wasn't recording properly. But yeah, now we're over at Dargonis and there's a Navy feud. A feud is broken out between 2 influential admirals of the Imperial Navy, having already led to armed skirmishes and even outright battles, calling to attention a favor that he once did for House von Valancius. One of the admirals has appealed to the Drake Traders colony for support. Shelter him? We're looking for complacency again. I mean, we don't need security is the problem. Deny him help. The squabble between admirals soon ended in the death of the weaker. The victor did not forget the rogue trader's refusal to help his rival and has sent generous gifts. Hey, look at that. Look at that. I was like, if they had offered me complacency, I'd have been down. See, the only things we have are Faustone. Maybe it wasn't Gamma. I thought it was. I don't know. And Veabos. So we need to jump to these 3. So I'm going to go to those, and then we're going to probably get on with the main story. But yeah, I'm going to do that real quick. Looks like there's another Navy feud on Veabos 6 here. Same thing, we don't need that, so let's just get more profit factor. You're welcome, thank you. All right, next. Hello, Gamma. Let's see what you've got for me with From Darkness. Ship bearing refugees. Their survivors claim their son was stolen. Provide them with shelter. We'll lose a little bit of security, but we probably have excess security. Supplies and send them on their way. We'll provide them with shelter, sure. Fresh blood with the new discoveries, because we've got 2, -1, -2, 0, -1, 2, 4, 7, 10, 9, 11, 10. So we're at 10 now. Neat. All right, let's keep going. And then there was Foulstone, an investigation. What are we investigating, one wonders? You're informed about an ongoing investigation against you in the colony. Who is behind that is not known for certain. Order the spies to be found, or organize prayer services. Order the spies to be found. The unidentified agents easily escape your enforcers, leaving behind a somber sense of foreboding. Awesome. To the next place. I think it's finally time to jump into Footfall. I think it's finally time. What is? Anything to do with Drusus's blessing yet? A familiar voice cuts through the hissing of Vox channel. Greetings, what can I do for you? Over now. Let's check out this thing, see if we can go here yet. Yeah, nope, still can't go there. That's okay. Alright, we're gonna go to Footfall, but give me 1 minute. Alright, let's head into Footfall. I might have to pause every once in a while today. Just is what it is sometimes. Lord Captain, we received a Vox message from Footfall. The Inquisition has declared martial law on the station due to the threat of Malleus Extremis. Docking will require special permission, even most of the asteroids have been cordoned off. The station's custodian, her ladyship Ersinja Chorda, sends her greetings and invites your lordship to disembark at the docks with a small retinue. Her enforcers will meet you there to escort you to another chamber for a private audience. The Vox crackles with static and Jay's honeyed voice fills the air. Victus, the sound from my heart. Forgive the intrusion, but I have important business with a rogue trader. Oh, Shireen, I simply wish to remind you about my numbskull crew who got themselves captured by some rival Ashmags. Vladime is too occupied for schemes, and besides, Incendia Chorda has already put him in his place, which leaves only Falco. May as I tear his souls to pieces, but fall straight ahead. I would rather not waste the precious sand still left in the hourglasses of their lives. He threw a wrench into the works, making my trade network fall apart like a badly assembled chrono. No income, no profits, only damages. All because my right hand is chained up on one of Footfall's asteroids. Hopefully pay Falco a courtesy visit. I'm sure your imposing visage will loosen his tongue and maybe, just maybe, untie the hands of my crew. Let's see what happened to your crew. Shireen, have I ever mentioned that you're the most fragrant rosebush in the entire blossoming garden of the Koronus Expanse? If this is all you have to say, the Voxmeyer unnecessary smelly boots Jay from the channels. Apologies, Lord Captain. What will be your instructions? What other options for landing on Footfall do we have? We have none, Lord Captain. The auger's reporting that all docking gates not watched by the enforcers are locked and rigged with explosives. Very well, let's take a look at Footfall's new hospitality. As you wish, Lord Captain. Let's land. Maybe we should save first. If it can. I broke it. To the atrium. That's, oh, we gotta take Jay with us. Dang it, who are we gonna dip then? Definitely not Cassia. Definitely not Cassia. That would be wild. It's a long loading screen. I forgot I wasn't even talking. You can do it. I don't know if it can do it. I'll be right back when it's done it. All right, it finally loaded in. Cool. So where are we at? I see loot. I see Zeta. MU. The tech priest who sports an explorator emblem on a scarlet robe directs the unblinking gaze of an augmented ocular lens at you and says in a hissing voice, Salutatory functionality initiated. Glory to House Von Valancius. Trade terminal Zeta 4233 MU. Property of the Adeptus Mechanis Explorator Cognizance Fleet. Ready to process incoming request. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. Look to make a deal. Failed to parse request. Were you seeking access to the trading interface? Requesting access to the trading interface. Damn you. It's not a lot. It does push us over, but we're not really looking for explorator stuff right now, so. Who are you? Identification request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here in Heed, this identifier is trade terminal Zeta 4433 Mu, designated purpose, procession, trading, and information requests and offers made to the Adeptus Mechanicus Explorator Cognizance Fleet. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. Where is Opticon 22? Information request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here in Heed, the unit Logis Opticon 22 was instructed to leave the location Footfall and head for the strategic location Euphrates 2 in order to provide support to the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. After standard rites were performed on trade terminal Zeta 4233 Mu, it was deemed an adequate functional replacement and received a blessing to process request to the location Footfall. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. Show the data slate. I have data on planets that will be of interest to your owners. Information exchange request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here indeed, the information supplied has been deemed non-conformant and is acceptable. This unit is grateful to House Von Valancius for their cooperation, and you'll be rewarded in accordance with the mutual aid encouragement routine. More. Yay. Why do you keep saying glory to the Omnissiah? Information request declined. Acceptable response not found for the following reason. Here in Heed. Request falls outside processing trade and information requests and offers functionality. Try restating your request. Without missing a beat, the tech priest adds confidently. Glory to the Omnissiah. How are you doing working under Incendia Chorda's rule? Information request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here at Heed, the unit rogue trader Incendia Bastal Chorda and said unit's actions have no significant effect on the operation of this Explorator Cognizance Fleet mission. Since the said unit has no jurisdiction over the Adeptus Mechanicus or any assets thereof. Glory to the Omnissiah. I must take my leave. Request processing functionality suspended. Glory to the Omnissiah. Glory to the Omnissiah. Why do you say glory to the Omnissiah? Because glory to the Omnissiah. Unwilling to die, the bar patrons made their last stand right there. Immunity to burning. Throw it in the cargo. It's fine. Just pack it away. Oh. What happened? I hit in and then it actually switched to this, but I don't think it was because I hit in. I think it was just a timing thing. Well, Shireen, what do we have here? A cowardly ashback who wants to get his paws on my certificate without even working up a sweat. Considering the circumstances currently affecting Footfall, the only fitting place Filth could be would be hiding in the sewers. A nasty spot with a powerful whip about it, that is true, but I swear to you, Shireen, you won't come up with a better trap for Falco. I know these tunnels like the back of my hand, and the most delicious part of all that is that Ashmag chose to go in there. He'll wish he hadn't. Of course, that's only if the Azhai don't mess things up for us and everything goes to plan, and if it doesn't, Jai breaks off, her shoulders sagging under the weight of her doubts. If it doesn't, my gang are dead, Shireen. One wrong move, one wrong word. Thrown. Damn that Ashmag. Why is everything so difficult? Perhaps I should just give him the Mercantile Tabula Officiali. Falco's not a complete idiot. He won't risk such a valuable payoff. He'll hold up his end of the deal and give me the Torah and the others. Explain your plan in more detail. The gist is that we go down to the sewer tunnels of Footfall, connect a tank of sleeping gas to the old ventilation system, and direct the airflow to Falco's hideout. And of course, pray to the Exalted One that the Ashmag's jackals don't spot us. It's true, Shireen. It's going to be a little trickier than it seems. Falco's desperate, so he's bound to have his thugs patrolling the tunnels. If we go crashing around down there, he'll know something's afoot. When Falco's feeling jumpy, Jay's nostrils flare with impotent rage. Heads roll. Where are we going to get to take a sleeping gas? Jay stares at you as if trying to decide if you are joking or completely serious. What do you take me for? I've already acquired it. Don't worry, I have everything covered. How do we get to the tunnels? Most of the patches have been sealed off by Chorda's hounds, but there is one they definitely haven't got to. Jai physically perks up and winks at you. Time to visit Octi and the Adeptus Amasius Shireen. Come on, it's time to enter the sewers. To the Amasius we go, or do you have other pressing business to handle on the way there? No, it's okay.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
So, like, it says there are people, but I guess not? Interesting. Maybe it's like possibilities that could have been here or something? Weird. Where are we going? Take us away. I always
keep my options open.
Anver. Oh god, not Anver again. Anver. We killed Anver, didn't we? Could have sworn we did. Could have oh my god. Oh, this is like the old things. Like, they're not actually there anymore, I imagine. Heronius. Hello, Heronius. Stinking mass of charred, partially incinerated corpses smolders under the weight of fresh bodies. Cornelius gazes alight with awe. He breathes in the smell of burnt flesh and promethium and says to you, "Behold, noble Gregor, as Footfall transforms for your very eyes. In the wake of your toils, the den of depravity will once again become a testament to the Emperor's greatness, as it was the original design. Does it bring you delight? I have found the cryo vaults with people inside who were murdered by your comrades." Hieronymus sighs heavily and is silent for a while, then he replies in a hollow voice, "It was done on my orders. All my life I have been a confessor to the lost souls. Now let me make my own confession to you. I seek no forgiveness or understanding, only wish to tell you the truth. As Spice Bestial Chorda has imprisoned her heirs in those cryo vaults, I stopped them from challenging her authority. Asinja was among them. My comrades chanced upon those ice crypts. Spice's wicked design horrified them, and I thought, as St. Drusus had died a martyr death to be resurrected in faith, perhaps another could follow in his footsteps. I chose Asinja. As full of worms as her innermost soul was, it had not rotten completely. As for the others, I put them to death, for thousands of years of their suffering would not have been enough to cleanse the stench and rot from their cursed souls. I sabotaged Asinja's cryo vault, and she spent 3 years conscious, blind, and helpless. My brothers and sisters recited prayers over her prison to plant the seed of faith in the soil I had weeded. I hid the truth from Asinja and became her mentor, setting her on a path of service to his will. And that was how Asinja, the offspring of a Philinonius heretic, became vengeful, hand striking down enemies of the Imperium at the cost of the evil I had done. You raised a worthy daughter of the Emperor. I see no wrong in that. I've tainted my hands with the blood of scores of helpless men and women. Then, for years, I tortured an heir of a sacred warrant and lied to her, albeit with what I believed were good intentions. Yes, the blessed Asinja became a model servant of the Imperium, but the path toward that had been paved with many crimes. My crimes. The confession is over. I have bared my innermost self before you, and the truth concealed therein. You are free to do with it as you please. What do you got to offer me? Thank you. Were we needing more rep with the Drusians? I don't remember. Whatever, here, take that. Enjoy. Next. Let us continue. Oh, no.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Anver. Let me guess. Anver. Piracy, heresy. Woot. Dissent.
Keep your wits about
Heresy.
you.
Blasphemy. This is what happens when the Inquisition comes to town, guys. It's not a good time. Someone shoved a flamer down the throat of the soldier of Insinja and burned his entrails. Oh my.
I always have a backup plan.
Suspicious prowler. 2 in the first patrol, 3 in the second. You gotta do 3 first. They've got shotguns. Can we not stop them? from attacking the
Is
patrol
there
or
money
whatever?
to be made?
Guess not.
The machine god grants the insight.
I always keep
We
my
go.
options
Anver.
open.
Patrolling confessor, patrolling confessor, patrolling confessor. Have mercy, our families are starving. We have only taken a couple of Nutribars. Oh, she's just executing everybody, isn't she? Lies. I see clearly with my naked eye the corruption that has engulfed your nature. Only the cleansing fire can absolve you now. Guilty. Are they just about to roast them? Here comes the roast. Do 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 do. That guy's still alive. He did it. He made it. He didn't make it very long. Is this cleansing fire enough for you, you crazy hag? The Emperor protects me. Guilty. Burn him. Did we just level up? Insignia Chorter is observed in reading a long strip of parchment. Her left hand is holding a silver spoon, with which she is carefully scooping up brain matter from the open skull of the man contorted next to her. Gregor von Valancius, I have been informed of your arrival. Exhaustion has crisscrossed Insignia's features with lines. Her cheek is twisted into continuous nervous tick, yet her eyes are ablaze with indomitable resolve. A brilliant aura of power and righteous fury surrounds her like a mantle. She gracefully brings a gold-plated inhaler to her lips, takes a deep breath, and the fire in her gaze flares like a plasma thruster. What is this abominable act his daughter is committing? The sister of battle whispers incredulously. She stares at Chorta's monstrous feast. There must be a reason. Examine Insignia. One look at Insignia's full dress uniform shows she has not changed in many days. The collar is greasy and the laces are stained with sweat. The air is tinged with the smell of an inhaled stimulant that is used to give serfs the ability to work multiple watches without rest. Point to the man with the open skull. What is that? Insignia sinks her silver spoon into the man's brain and slowly consumes this revolting morsel. It must know the taste of a criminal's thoughts. It's how I recognize their patterns. No, yeah, this entertainment seeks of your corruption. Finish the guy. Insignia does not bat an eye at the man's death. A laughable accusation. Do you think yourself capable of detecting corruption? Something wild sparks in her pale eyes. You know not the first thing about perceiving it, sensing it, peering into people's souls and sensing the heinousness therein. You do not know what it's like to look at their faces and see the brand of impious deeds, but I know it all too well, and none will escape my wrath. What manner of slaughterhouse is this? Some atrocious travesty of justice? Insignia jerks her chin up and responds haughtily. This is true justice, unprejudiced, inescapable, and equally merciless to all. The Lord Inquisitor has bestowed upon me the honor of bringing order to this cesspool of pirates and heretics, to rid Footfall of corruption that has fettered its limbs and turned its imperial station into a hotbed of free thinking and inefficiency, and I will not rest until all have been judged. This is no tribunal, this is slaughter. Argenta grimaces. As loath as my soul is to concur with the Xenos, it is indeed. Insignia studies you with a predatory smile. It must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here to my court. It would be my pleasure to indict you for crimes that you have committed. And what is it you wish to judge me for? Let us weigh the gravity of your transgressions, Gregor, and learn how you sullied yourself in the Emperor's eyes. Everyone knows freely you interpret the strict prohibitions of the Emperor. The feeble heart, you grant mercy to those who do not deserve it. You do not punish transgressions with the utmost severity, and you do not strike terror into your subjects that will bring them into pious trepidation. You waste your energy and attention on the needs of nonnities instead of turning them to his service. Under your hand, dangerous freethinking and satiety flourish and will soon swell with the plagues of anarchy and decadence. Deem the evidence against you sufficient to cast you as an enemy of humanity. Broken out after being held captive by Xenos and Kumrog and butchered my way through scores of enemies of humanity. Tell me, am I truly the greatest enemy of Imperium you can find? That you are loathed and feared by enemies of humanity does not make you pure in the eyes of the Emperor, but perhaps he saw fit to set you on a different path, one of righteous xenocide and blood-soaked redemption to your faults. I would never dare go against his will. So you're in charge of Footfall now? Indeed I am. When the Lord Inquisitor enacted a martial law in the Expanse, I offered him my support at once. Footfall was chosen as the Lord Inquisitor's headquarters, and the position of Footfall's liege was temporarily abolished while this war lasts. Perhaps longer than that. All authority was transferred to the station's warden, to me. While the Lord Inquisitor is preoccupied with matters of strategic planning, I am tasked with security and order. And there's much to do on that front. Pirates and smugglers, apostates and cold traders, deserters and outlaws, each one of them warrants attention. Cracking her neck, stiff from many hours of reading documents, and Sinja again scoops up the brains from the open skull of the poor fellow standing next to her with a silver spoon. No, I just killed him. Everywhere you look, servants are buckled under heavy stacks of new denunciations, warrants, and other documents. Whom do you judge? All of them. Thieves, smugglers, pirates, traitors, heretics, deserters, abettors, harborers, cowards, and perjurers. And any who has ever trespassed, and any who has protected a miscreant or kept quiet about a crime they knew of, they will all be condemned. With an obsessive determination, Sinja starts going through her papers, seemingly no longer aware that she's doing so. More and more new convicts are being granted the great boon of undergoing servitude and virtuous, and having rid themselves of sinful consciousness of serving the Imperium free from doubt and weakness. Footfall will once again become a bastion of law and righteousness. I will eradicate all heresy that prevents the faithless from giving themselves over to the good of toiling in his name. How long is your court been in session already? And Sinja seems slightly perplexed by your questions. She starts moving signed sentences from one stack to another, then says uncertainly, 3 weeks? The court carries on day and night, so my sense of time eludes me. There's nothing just about this trial. Your accusations are contrived, and their purpose is simply to turn the entire population of Footfall into pillant automatons. Do you think that I find enjoyment in this? Looking at vileness upon vileness, listening to one excuse after another, I loathe this and despise every malefactor here. Or out there. If I am weak of will, I would have obliterated this foul station with a nuclear fire. Instead, I am here to offer each of them the right to be judged in his name and the chance to return to his fold renewed. The universe is a terrifying place. We are surrounded by the arch enemies, machinations, and Xeno scum, and that would dare deny us our right to exist. The threat is inconceivable. The human weakness will not help us avert it. If man is weak, I rid him of his spinelessness and feebleness, endowing him with sacred narrowness of mind and eradicating all that prevents him from utilizing his whole self in the service of the Imperium. She's not lying. You can tell by her eyes and her voice trembling with earnest faith that Sinja genuinely believes in every word she just said. What makes think you're entitled to govern this place as you see fit? Such is the law of Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives here assumes the right of absolute authority. Surely it is not that cutthroat Takara who deserves to rule this station. He will soon be hanging from a noose, and so will his Casabelican henchmen, and so will those Anver firebrands whose outrageous activities brought Firefall so much grief. She looks you with a gloating smirk. Once you hindered my efforts to subdue this station, and yet here I am now, dispensing justice to the wicked. I only regret that it was unable to get started sooner. Then Takara's troublemakers would have already been crushed, instead of lurking in cargo bays and maintenance tunnels. Regardless, I will deal with them soon enough. Chuckle and point at the hapless assassin's corpse. I can tell you are quite popular with the locals. This attempt was mediocre and far from the first, but my enforcers in my throne keep me safe, and Sinja pats an armrest and smiles. Its refractor field is impervious even to tank shells. That thief Takara had his sacred Drusian relic stashed in one of his storerooms. Where's the Lord Inquisitor? In the Liege's chambers, coordinating with the Expanse's defense. His attention is focused on matters of vital importance, and he is not seeing any supplicants. The soldier wearing inquisitorial armor echoes in Sinja's words. Your lordship cannot see the Inquisitor now. However, he bade to inform your lordship that he will summon you later when the circumstances prevent him to do so. We shall see whether Footfall will thank the Emperor for your reign. In due time, I will weed out all taint that is bred here on Footfall for so long. Then pious fear, loyalty, and devotion will once again become the pillars of this station under his watchful eye. What happened between you and Winterscale? Winterscale is a traitor. While the Expanse burns, ravaged by heretics and unhallowed Xenos, he abandoned his duties completely and had the nerve to ignore the Lord Inquisitor's call to battle. My servants are taking over his worlds and ships, so he was hiding from reckoning and indulging in his base urges. Soon enough, he too will stand judgment. Sorry, I got a text from my lady. Calibus lost your mind. The Expanse claim his estate and you're too busy settling scores. Yeah, have you and Caligos lost your mind? The Expanse is a calamitous state and you two are busy settling scores. You must cease this at once. Negotiating with that mad dog is off the table now. He will merely laugh at your talks of reconciliation and execute your envoys. For too long has Caligos reveled in the impunity and believed himself the king of his world. Address the crowd. Those of you who acknowledge me as your sovereign are viewed by the law as subjects of House von Valencius and therefore are exempt from Chorda's judgment. I will take you aboard my ship. The hopeful crowd of the atrium starts hysterically clamoring their oaths of fealty to House von Valencius. Not one of them thinks twice about clutching at the life-saving straw you have offered them. Gregor gained the ability to transcend the potential. Once per battle, a rogue trader chooses an ally. The target ally uses their heroic action. Whoa. Whoa. And plus 20 iconoclastic. She's not gonna like that, is she? Incendio wearily leans on an armrest and looks at you with contempt. Take this pitiful gaggle of miscreants, Gregor, if you so desire. My trial will not end here. I have the whole of Footfall to judge. Yeah, no, I don't think I can let this go on. No more judgment. Cease this disgrace and get off Footfall. Incendia touches the panel on the throne's armrest and immediately shielded by a refractor shield. You hear the sounds of alarms going off in the distance. A mocking smile cuts across your face. Go ahead, Gregor. Give me a reason. The warrior clad in the inquisitorial armor announces, the Lord Inquisitor's instructions were to maintain order and ensure his allies' safety, using any methods, however extreme they may have to be. If her lordship is gravely threatened, we are authorized to detonate the dome over this sector. Doing so will trigger an explosive decompression. The attackers will be destroyed during depressurization, while her ladyship will be protected by the field protected by her throne. I urge you not to take steps that might be interpreted as an act of aggression. Enough words. You're accursed to wait, and so do my duties. Wait, you have a duty to the Emperor that you must see to. Vladimir Takara, the deplorable rebel who once ruled the station, has slipped away from me. He is instigating the people to revolt, killing my servants, and hiding from my wrath with the dexterity of a void rat. My informers claim he often appears in the den of unrest that bears the irreverent name of the Adeptus Amacius. We have made several attempts to arrest him, yet he evaded capture each time. Reverend Hieronymus has gone there to convince him to surrender quietly, but his efforts have likewise been unsuccessful. In the interest of Footfall's integrity, Takara must be apprehended. As the rogue trader in authority, I ordered you to aid me in bringing him to justice. You don't order me. The asteroid where Adeptus Amacius is located has been cordoned off. My enforcer will take you there. I want you to lure Takara out of the hole and seize him so that he may stand trial. Do this for the sake of Footfall's liberation and pave the road that my justice will tread. You pronounce Vladimir a criminal? Why wouldn't I? That vile rogue's infamy is known to all. He patronized thieves, smugglers, and pirates. By his allowance, heresies and unholy cults flourished. That he has evaded punishment for this long can only be described as gross negligence, which I intend to rectify before long. Why did Hieronymus go to the Adeptus Amacius? Reverend Hieronymus decided where the rebels are seen the most often, so he could preach to them and sway them to repent. Alas, he still cannot see the difference between those who have erred and those who are beyond any hope of redemption. Some of the people you wish to execute are useful to me. I purchase valuable equipment from them. Scoundrels and thieves will be replaced by honest suppliers. Even degenerates just the Chaos Bellica can be of some use in the coming crisis, but their willful leaders need to be replaced, more pliable and trepidatious successors. It is the only way for us to protect ourselves from being stabbed in the back. And what do I stand to gain? Does it not satisfy you that the order of the Imperial compliance will be restored in Footfall? I see you adopted too much from Theodora, namely her hubris, greed, and indifference to duty. Yeah, no, I will. Yeah, I'll drag him here. Cooperation will be taken into account, Gregor. But remember, Incendia's eyes flash maniacally. None of the rebel leaders are allowed to die before their trial. I forbid you to execute with them without my leave. All right, we did level up. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's see what we went ahead and did here. For Gregor here, we just picked up, most of these are just like, we just picked them up, so it doesn't really matter. Force distraction and then weapon skill. Jai, we did a lot. I'm not really gonna go through it all, but we picked up Finish the Job and Fellowship. Yearlet, we picked up Poised to Strike and Ballistic Skill. Trench Line and Ballistic Skill for Pascal. Piercing Shot and Ballistic Skill for Argenta. And Immolate the Soul and Fellowship for Cassia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's see. Why is it paused? Let's see what we're doing next. Convict. Loot it.
Always keep
Can't loot the convict because we can't get to him. Some more loot back here. Another dead guy. Another dead guy.
Behind the varied colors of your soul, I see very different shades. Less gold and silver, and more and more.
Cass, joy of my eyes, I'm not ashamed to show off my body to others, but do not bare my soul for me.
Contorted human remains are smoldered on the top of a pile of books on architecture. The sign says Gorde Skatov, a spy for the Xenos. Take notes of the station's structure for sabotage purposes. Oh no. You good there, Vagabond? Anver.
Rise to the top, or get left
Soldier's
in the dust.
limbs are twisted in unnatural angles. Someone broke every bone in his body and left him to die. Anver. Traces of soot.
Duty prevails.
Bomb exploded here, most likely an improvised
I
one.
always keep my options open.
How do I gotta be able to... I hit him. I hit him.
His calculations are
Jesus.
for commoners.
It's a little glitchy.
I don't make
It's okay.
mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Let's go to the void dock first. Looks like it's going to be next episode, though, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Wait, what? Oh, I guess we couldn't go to the void dock. That's okay. See you in the next one. Peace.